Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo, and I'm popping on today to do a flip through of the Enchanted Woodland journal that's finally finished. So I've made this part on camera, part off, but I finally knuckled down this month and got her finished. So she measures 9 inches high by 6 inches across. The spine is 2 inches. There is a slight gator mouth from all this loveliness on the side. So the width of this part measures about 3 inches, so not too bad. She does sit, fairly flat. So I've made this from upcycling a vintage book cover. I had to completely redo the spine, so I've put my own spine on the book cover. And then of course I decorated up the front of it with these beautiful the willow flower fairy. We've got some faux leaves, a little bit of a button detail and some collaging. Now we do of course have a beautiful tassel along the spine that I made on camera. I don't know if you can see. We've got the butterfly stickers along there, but you could just clip that off if you don't like it. And then we've got all different bells and charms and buttons, all in greens and golds and browns. Because being an enchanted woodland, we should expect fairy sparkle and greens and browns for the trees. Okay, here's the back. We've just got the fabric going over the side from the spine and a bit of crochet detail. I've edged the entire book cover around in a gold gilding paste and then added the gold book corners to all sides. The signatures, there are 3 signatures, 2 writing signatures, and the middle one is a removable folio, like a flippy flappy folio. They are elastics, so the signatures themselves are removable, but I've done a 5-hole pamphlet stitch on the pages so that when you remove a signature, you remove the whole thing as opposed to individual pages. As you can see on the side, we've got my upcycled bracelet closure. And we've got all of this loveliness along the side. So all of this faux leaves and ruffles and sparkle all peeping out. Okay, so the tassel is just hooked on with a ball pin, so you can remove it. Otherwise it just sort of hooks out of the way for when you're writing. Okay, so we're going to unhook the bracelet to open her up. So it's just on a lobster claw clasp. The bracelet is completely removable if you find that you want to replace the signature. You're more than welcome to remove that. Okay, here we go. There we are. I hope you're all in. She's a bit of a beast, so let me just do a little bit of rearranging. How's that? Hopefully you can see everything. Okay, so we've got a 4-pocket here that I made actually about a year ago. And we've just got a few bits of journal cards with some fairies and woodland bits. This is a poem to Fairyland from a vintage book, which I thought might be fun to read. And then we have another book page here, which is about fairy lanterns. Now it's technically a botanical book page, but I thought with the fairy mention, I couldn't help but include it in there. So those bits go in there. I won't bore you with doing that on camera. Inside, it's a lot of writing space with little details and stenciling throughout. And of course, there's those faux leaves that you see from the outside. Lots of vintage papers, lots of book pages, lots of fussy cuts and detail. It's a Gordon Benningfield book just there. But I've tried to, as best I can, keep as much writing space as possible. Here we've got a book page pocket, and the word Love Nature is revealed after you take this out. So we've got a journaling spot here. More stenciling, just brown paper, book pages, all different types of pages. And then I have collaged some of the pages where they were book pages. I've kept the botanical illustrations, and then I've just added some extra collaging. There's a bit of the ruffle and the fairy sparkle along the side there. Ooh. Here we've got a mushroom ticket. This is real vintage. To reveal a little hidden let's go on an adventure pocket, and we've just got this little tag that you can technically write on, and that just sits under there, so you'll never know it's there. We've got a double pocket here with just some more fairy images, botanical papers, birds and mushrooms. And of course you can journal on the back of there when you take everything out. Really nice music sheets, and you know, I've tried my best to find botanical stuff, and I've used two kits. One is the watercolour green leaves kit from Romantica Arts, which you can see here, and there's a couple of pages from Victoria Designs Forest kit. I will link them below if you'd like to see. And of course, dotted throughout, we have the little flower fairies from the books and various sentiments. But as I say, I really wanted to keep as much of the journaling space as possible, whilst adding little stickers and fussy cuts and little bits and bobs. So as you can see, the signatures will be removable with these elastics, but it's a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, so when you remove them it's the whole thing that you're taking out, but you might find it easier to journal on outside of the journal. Lots of ribbon trims and ruffles and stickers that I've added. There's another flower fairy. I've positioned her so she's sitting on a rock. The rock was actually part of this vintage music sheet, and I've just put a wax seal cluster up there. Isn't that, it's a deer surrounded by woodlands, and isn't that a gorgeous green that I got from that? More stenciling, just loads going on. Here we've got a pocket that was inspired by SunflowersandDors Page Ideas layout book that she did. So we've got a fairy house gate with a key lock, and of course our little magic key at the bottom, and this just unravels like that. Now I've done this on camera, and I positioned the policy closure so that it matches up with the picture. And then we reveal a removable notepad, assuming I haven't stuck it in. There we go. So it's just a few pieces of vintage papers popped in there, and of course being on video I'm not going to be able to get it back in because everything is at an awkward angle. There we go. So yeah, it's just a little belly band, so you can remove that once it's used up. And at the top here we've got a side tuck and just a couple of tags and journal card pieces in there. And of course the whole thing is a pocket. Inside there we've got, this was, I think I received a bracelet on this, but it's a Peter Pan quote, and of course it was saying about, think of the happiest things, it's the same as having wings. Just added this butterfly to journal on. I thought that went really nicely with the fairy theme, and this green journal card there. Nice papers here that I got from, I got them on eBay. I can't remember the paper pack. There's some of that ruffle and sparkle. Some more collaging that I've done. And botanical book pages. Little sticker and stamp detail down here. There's our queen, may she rest in peace. Just a little something on there. I thought this would be nice for you to either write on with a white pen, or you could use you could do some collaging on here, or use it as a photo spot. That's the back of the botanical Gordon Bennifield book. And here we've got a little bit of a flip out with a sticker and stamp detail there. So this flips out. I made this from some junk mail. I did do a video when I made these. There's that Victoria Designs paper for you to write on and journal on. And then the whole piece, this flip out, is glued over the page, so you get a tuck spot on the other side. And I've just popped in this journal card. There's some more magic sparkle. Okay, so that's the first writing signature. And as I say, the middle signature is this chunky folio. It's a flip out folio, which you can totally remove and replace this with a normal writing signature if you want to. If not, this sits in here quite happily. So here we are entering the magic wood. So that's what you get when you open it up. So here we've got, this is a specimen pocket that I made quite a few months ago actually. Just a bits and bobs stuck in these pockets here for you to journal on or use elsewhere. Little booklet. These three here are from a Rach and Bella Crafts botanical kit. Just in the side there, we have a specimen from the wood and space to write on the back. This has got a bit of a mark on it from, this is a vintage paper, so you might want to cover that if you don't like it. I kept it because I think it adds character, but that could just be me. And that just slots back in the side there. This whole folio in the middle has been made with envelopes, and I did make it on camera. Just moving you along so you can see the whole thing. On the back here we've got another removable notepad. That just hooks on and off the top there. A little bit of collaging detail here. And we've got this postcard. And into the woods I go to lose my mind and find my soul. And I've popped in a vintage stamp on the back. These are coconuts, but you find coconuts in the woods, so that's why I went with that stamp. Okay, here we've got a CD wallet, which is also a pocket here for this card. That's backed onto cereal box. That flips out and we reveal one of my paper snippets, and I've used that as a tuck spot for this fairy card. I've tried to dot fairies in and around everywhere for you to find. The idea is that, you know, fairies are not just haphazardly there, you have to find them, so that's kind of why they're dotted around. Space to write here if you'd like. This is an envelope pocket itself with a collage card made from one of my master boards. And that flips out. This will be quite a long flip through because there's lots here. To reveal another pocket here and some more journal cards and fairy cards. Here I made this from book pages and the bottom of an envelope. So this gives you 4 pockets. So we've got one just in the front here for this little card. And just behind there we have another card in the pocket behind. There's sort of 2 little pockets in here. Another pocket here for these flower fairy cards. These are from the books. And the whole thing is a pocket, and I've just slipped in some tea-dyed paper, an A4 sheet of it. I won't get it out because it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but you can see it just there. And on the back we've got our Enchanted Woodland or Enchanted Leaf belly band, and that's got another one of those pretty green cards in it. Okay, so now we're on to the third and final signature, and this is another writing signature. Gold leaves throughout, more book pages used. Here I've made this from Edith Holden book page. I don't think I did these on video, but I should probably do them. Basically it flips out to reveal some of the Edith Holden writing, and then it's got a little pocket inside, and we've got some real vintage butterfly tea cards just sitting in there. And of course I've glued the whole thing itself down as a pocket to reveal this Edith Holden tag that I made on video quite a while ago. I just thought colours wise, and you can see the gold here, isn't that just absolutely stunning? Okay, carrying on, similar papers to before, more leaves of course, and more fairy sparkle, mushrooms and woodlandy things and all sorts going on. Another Gordon Benningfield image, writing space on the back. This music sheet is actually called Trees. I thought that was perfect for here. And we have a fabric flip to reveal this little fairy house, but no fairy. The fairy has gone walkabouts. I'm sure we'll find them later. Okay, we've got a little tuck spot here. It says The Great Outdoors with a Fern. And I've just made this from some offcuts. It's a book page tag. Oops. So you can write on the back, and then I've got this little dangle in the front because I thought that just looked really fun, and you can also actually write a couple of secret notes on the back of that. and I thought that looked really, really lovely just sitting in there. On the back we've got this back of the page is vintage, and it's got some lovely trees. So I've made a sort of side tuck and a pocket out of a little envelope, and I've just done some collaging, and there's one of our Folk of the Woods fairies dancing on the water lilies. We've got this tag, Shine On, for the fairies, so that sits in there, and the envelope itself of course is space for a journal card. Here we've got, I made this out of some packaging and a paper bag. I did make these on video. I think I made this exact one on video actually. So in the front here we have got a gusseted pocket, and I've just got this cereal box brown craft card because I really like how it looks behind the fern, and then you can see this pretty poem that's on the packaging. And then the whole thing is on a paper bag pocket where I've got some tea-dyed paper and some beautiful green paper. This one's got a really nice forest colour and is textured, and this one I thought would be either nice for writing on or for using as collage fodder in the journal. Coming in from an awkward angle, so you have to excuse me. There we go. Okay. Got another little fairy house, toadstool. Some more collaging there, and that's the middle of the third signature. More collaging. Here I've got a pocket, so this is from the kit, and then I've actually just turned the bottom up into a pocket, and we've got some more fairy cards and botanical cards, all for writing on or using in collaging and such like. Of course you can replace these with something else. Just bear in mind this pocket is only shallow because I didn't want to lose the pretty wreath behind. Here we've got one of our little fairies, and he's getting ready to go on his adventure to the woods. So I've cut the fairy from a book and I've popped him on top of a bark wood log, and then I turned that whole bit into a pocket. And the idea is that these trees sort of morph into the trees behind that's on the paper. And then we've got just a couple of simple tags that I've done. Mushrooms, and the best of things, you know, just quotes related to the fact that, you know, being in the woods and everything is our happy place. Here we've got one of my masterboard tags that I made a while ago. Pretty dragonfly. And we've got this is an over the page junk mail pocket again, tuck spot pocket thing that I made on video. So we've got the side here with these pretty Tim Holtz scraps and a honey puddle word, and then over the side there, this is the other side of the junk mail, and we've just got some pretty papers and fussy cuts again. That is holding this Gordon Benningfield page closed, because when you open it up you reveal secret journaling and our secret fairy. More leaves throughout, ruffles throughout, glitz throughout, the works. Some more cluster detail down there and some ruffling, beautiful papers. And here is our final page and our final over the page junk mail flippy flappy thing. As I said, I did do a video on these. So this one has got 2 tuck spots in the side here for this toadstool mushroom card. There's that queen again. And of course you can write on the back of this paper just here. And then we've also got a little side tuck just here for some Trees of Britain original vintage tea cards. And then here's the other side of the over the page flip, and this is a even though it looks like a pocket, I've only glued it on 2 sides, so it's actually a great big tuck spot for, you know, plenty more. We've got an Edith Holden tag and some more pretty papers. And not forgetting, our last piece de resistance, as they say, is this vintage fabric pocket on the back. It's gusseted. I've attached the fabrics onto some of this same scrapbook paper, so it's kind of disguised. Let's Go on an Adventure is in there. And the reason we needed a gusseted pocket, lots of room, is for this beautiful piece that I made in my Inspired By series. So this opens out to reveal additional fairies and a trifold writing spot and writing spot on the back. There we are. So that just sits lovely in there. And that is the whole thing. Hey, 20 minutes. I don't think that was too bad, considering this is a big journal, my biggest journal I've ever made. So I hope that you like it. I had an absolute blast making it. It's taken me a while because I was working on it off and on, and I had other projects getting in the way and all the rest of it. But you know what? I really, really enjoyed this process. My first hardback journal, certainly won't be my last. I had an absolute blast making it. And I hope that you like it. So thanks ever so much for joining me as I battle to get these things back in our pretty pocket. Now, this is obviously going into my Etsy. It's, you know, I do make my journals to sell. Somebody did contact me about wanting to potentially reserve it. So she does get first dibs if she would like to have it. I would say for anyone else who might be interested, please still contact me anyway, because, you know, for whatever reason, she may end up changing her mind after seeing the flip through. So I wouldn't want anyone to miss out if they were interested. But as I say, she does get first dibs, because she did ask me if it was going to be for sale, and yeah, you know, thanks to her asking about it, I did get a little bit of a shimmy on and make it and finish it. I absolutely love it. I hope that you do as well, and thanks ever so much for joining me. As I say, there is a series on this where I did do parts of it on video, some of the ephemera, whether through the Fairy Junk Journal playlist, my botanical playlist, or my Edith Holden playlist. You'll find lots of things. But I did do, you know, sort of the rear end of it, I suppose, off camera, because there was just a lot of embellishing, a lot of leaves, a lot of ruffles, but I think she looks absolutely stunning. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.